welcome to Honor McNeil's last quarter moon phase reading. So what we need to know as the moon wanes, as its power kind of goes inward and wanes a bit. What do we need to know about what we should be doing? Because it's time for scaling back when the moon's waning. So yes, I thought I'd do a last quarter moon phase reading. I am going to share. I did a reading, what does everyone in the world need to know right now, which is very big and very vast and far-reaching, but I got a really interesting answer which I thought I'd share. One is, the first card was the Hierophant reversed, and I think that's a turning away from tradition. So salvation might be might be finding you through alternative means, or you might just find your own kind of inner spirituality and actually think, no, I'm okay, I don't need organized religion, I'm okay, I can do this, I can do that, and I can kind of turn away from it a bit. This card can indicate rank hypocrisy and just hypocrisy in general, really. So yeah, it's very very, I think, looking at it, I think it's about kind of turning away, and when traditions don't have the answers or traditions are corrupt, you need to return to the lesson of the Emperor and reclaim your personal power and shore up your structures, and because that's what will hold you whilst you're kind of figuring out your spirituality, really. So that was interesting. Then I got Strength reversed, which I think is just a sign that everyone needs to find their inner kick-ass and stop being such a wuss. Sorry, I don't mean that horribly. I just thought I'd say it as it is. That's what the message that I got, that everyone needs to just stop being such a wuss and be a bit kick-ass, because you need the inner strength. If you're going to embrace an orthodoxy and alternative methods or medicines, then you need the inner strength, because you're going against the grain of the world, really. So yeah, and this card is good. It means victory, it means success. So if we start questioning, what does religion mean to me, what does spirituality mean to me, do I have good mentors around me? If I don't, can I go, can I find new ones? Can I approach the Hierophant to just put me on the right path, and so that I am structured within society and I know my place within society, and I know that there's a framework behind me. So if we do all that, but be brave, if we do all that, that's the card of victory and success. The Wheel of Fortune, the wheel is turning. Changes are happening, big changes are happening in the world, you need to be ready for them, really. Ready for them, because I got this card, Ten of Swords reversed. A. White said the Ten of Swords reversed. I'll just reverse it. A. White, who was the founder of the Order of the Golden Dawn, but he made this tarot deck, and he his interpretation is worse when it's reversed to when it's upright, but I think it can mean just an end of a cycle, or just everything overwhelming you, and just so you need to get back to the lesson of the Nine of Swords, which is what is causing me anxiety, because it can just be all too much. It indicates a state of collapse, which isn't good. You need to find your inner fire, your inner chi. So yeah, you might be at a point where you're like, enough is enough, or just enough is enough, basically. So yeah, and then finally, the Knight of Swords, the need, which will completely I thought this was a bit of advice from the tarot, because I actually did ask for an advice card, and this is it. I thought this was a bit of advice. This was the energy from the top of the deck. The Wheel of Fortune was the energy from the bottom of the deck. But yeah, the Ten of Swords reversed, sorry. You know, yeah, you need to get back up on your horse and fight again when you're in a state of collapse. So don't give up the quest, don't give up the journey. You need to be like the Knight of Swords who's bravely riding into battle. You know, that is the battle between good and evil. You need to sometimes battle it outright, I suppose. So yes, that was a very interesting reading. And I'm going to read for the last quarter moon phase. I'm going to pull 3 cards and then pull the card from the top of the deck, the bottom of the deck, and an advice card for everyone. Think third quarter moons, you know, you just, you know, it's, you're halfway in between an introvert and an extrovert, I think. So you need to just think, well, what, you know, what energy from, you know, the full moon is still manifesting, and how can I incorporate the lessons of the last quarter moon, which I don't know what sign it was in. I'm not sure what sign it's in. The moon is in Aries at the moment, so it would have been Pisces. It would have been a Pisces third quarter moon. So I think I'm not sure, don't quote me. But yeah, you know, just maybe do the last of consolidating or just reflecting upon your manifestation work from the full moon, whilst you know, just thinking about the upcoming new moon and just how you want to kind of, what you want to decrease in your life, not increase, I think is what I'm trying to get at. All these cards wanted to come out. It's going to be a bit of a reading. With cards coming out. I will have to see if I'm up to the challenge. Right, so to start with, we have here this for the Page of Cups. So just reflect intuitively on what you kind of need to do intuitively, and what you need to decrease in your life or scale back, you know, so that you can you know, just listen to the soft, still voice within, and just listen to your emotional creativity, really, you know, and how you can use that emotional creativity to kind of just, you know, kind of dial down any kind of excess, I think is what I'm trying to say. So, yes, and then the Wheel of Fortune came out. So again, changes, big changes, the wheel turns. Good luck for some, bad luck for others, but you know, the wheel is always changing, always turning. You know, I know it's a bit of a cliche, but the only true constant is change. And looking at this card, I think that things go in cycles. So, you know, nothing, it says in the Bible that nothing is new under the sun. And I always think that when this card comes up, that whatever happens, whatever changes, it happened before, you know. So So you can just think very wisely, you know, well, I can weather this storm. There's nothing outside the human experience that hasn't happened before, really, in some ways, you know, in its essence, in its intention, in its purity of intention. So yeah, so changes, and then a lack of mastery. You know, just, or you might be learning topics that, you know, are out there or far reaching, or you know, you might be learning a new course that's completely outside your comfort zone, or learning something you kind of didn't want to know, I think. You know, because upright, this is the card of mastery, really. So you need to you know, just think, what am I kind of still mastering? What am I still mastering, and what am I you know, kind of just, you know, how am I out of whack at mastering my own life? You know, and again, with the energy of the waning moon, what do I need to you know, just decrease and just kind of reflect on, and kind of hold, and just hold the energy, and just hold, kind of go back into you, I think, and see where you're out of whack and where you're not mastering your life, and do it with a gentle energy. Do it with a gentle energy, you know, because it's the moon is cyclical. The moon is cyclical, and you know, it might be about just being more chilled and more kind of just, you know, plodding along with things, really. The last card I got was Ace of Cups. So there's a real emotional opportunity. Signifies a new beginning. If we can just kind of, you know, as I just said, just kind of, you know, be gentle with ourselves, you know, ride the wheel, you know, you get on a Ferris wheel, you know, you're going up, you know, you're coming down, and that's a bit like life, really. You know, and what are you not mastering? And if all of that comes together, then the Ace of Cups signifies a brilliant new beginning. You know, just of you know, you know, if you've been feeling that your well has been running a little dry, that's a good omen. That's a good card, because it's all about, you know, just being, you know, bathed in new kind of emotionality, if you can say that, if that's a word, if that's a sentence. Okay, so these are the cards that are supposed to come out. Very interesting. The Three of Wands have vision. So whatever you manifested at the full moon, or whatever you created at the full moon, have vision about it. And I'm getting a real feel of society with the first reading about what does everyone in the world need to know right now. That's the Hierophant, and that's society, and this card is the world. So you might just find yourself not fitting in, I think is what I'm trying to say. But go easy, you know. You know, you might know defeat, you might know success, but whichever one you experience, you know, just hold your vision, have your vision, and just kind of keep plodding along, really. Yeah. You know, and just yeah, you know, in its extreme, this card means someone who can't handle being in the world. So you need to return to the Sun, the card before it. No, you need to return to Judgment, the card before it. You know, and just kind of have a spiritual awakening, and, you know, decide what kind of person you are and how you're going to cope with your actions, you know, and, you know, of the consequences of your actions, you know. So, because once you know where you stand with life, life knows where it stands with you. So the world is about just coming into you know, it can mean diluted success. That's one interpretation. But yeah, just not being quite in the world is the feeling that I'm getting. And what needs to happen next is the Eight of Wands, excitement, movement, travel. You know, so I've just realised that that completely contradicts everything that I've just said about stilling the energies. But yeah, um, I think I'm trying to put it together. I don't know if I'm a good enough tarot card reader. Anyone who has any comments about what they think, please feel free to leave them and help out, you know, because yeah, this is the limit of my tarot reading. I think what it's trying to say is that you will, you know, be moving again. You know, that you're moving. You know, that you're kind of just still. That you're still and you're going inward, but you're going with life's flow. That's what I think to that card. And the energy from the top of the deck is the High Priestess. So that would say about going in and just being internal. But she knows when to act. You know, the High Priestess is about great duality. So if an opportunity does come up to act that you know, kind of, you know, is your dream come true, or what you envisioned, as in, you know, as in the Three of Wands, what you envisioned is just go for it, really. But yeah, but be mindful that it's in sync with your spirituality and your feeling of being, you know, just at peace with your inner intuition and your instincts. The energy from the bottom of the card can mean repressed grief, or it can just mean an end to sorrow, the reversed Five of Cups. But yeah, I think it might mean both. You might have to have a cry over a loved one you lost years ago, and then go out for a meal with your, you know, with your friends and family. You know, can mean both. So yeah, so just, you know, just have a good cry if you need to. Grieve what needs to be grieved, but you know, there's great excitement surrounding this card. I get the feeling if we do a lot of inner work, then it'll reap rewards, I think, of just being a brilliant, you know, kind of waxing moon cycle. So yeah, so just cry if you want to cry, if you just want to, you know, visit a grave, or just, you know, just even spend some time in a cemetery and just, you know, kind of think about you know, grief and death and loss and mourning, then that would be quite good. You know, or just have a good cry, watch a sad film and have a good cry, really, and then just do something positive. So yeah, and then the advice from the tarot is, I think, the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Actually, no, I'm going to pull two cards because I'm getting confused as to which way up my deck was. Queen of Pentacles reversed and Eight of Cups. So yeah, so that might mean that might be the grief you've realised. You might realise with all this inner work that it's not quite what is something you need to walk away from, because it doesn't quite fit in with all your manifestation from the new moon, and you might be feeling a bit kind of controlled, or things might seem out of whack, or things are going wrong on a practical level, and you know, you just but you need to turn that frown upside down and get back to the message of the Knight of Pentacles. Just go slow, steady, start again, and maybe study some more. Remember, you are a student of life, you know, but walk away from anything that's causing you harm. So that is my tarot reading for the last quarter moon phase. So I hope you've enjoyed it. And yeah, see you for another reading at the new moon. Okay, bye.